Ready to go.
You've been ready to go for a few minutes, okay. All right. State your name, state your crime.
Booty Blaster 69.
Yep.
Hey, yo. My name's Michael, and I got second place at a trophy Megaton tournament over in Nashville. So it's a lot of fun. I was playing the best deck in the format,
Which is?
Rescue Ace.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. This is, if you're watching this later, this is pre-AGOV, so no D Bellstar stuff yet.
So sad.
Yet.
Yes. Okay, keyword there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
I'll give some shout outs afterwards.
All right, I appreciate that. Then let's get into this thing.
All right. So we're playing 40 cards main deck. So we're playing Lifeblood of the deck, 3 Hydrant.
The water line, you might say.
Exactly. The best card in the deck, the Havenous Impulse. So whenever your opponent activates a monster effect while this on board, while this card is in your hand or on the field, you can tribute it for cost and special summon a Machine Rescue Ace from deck.
Very cool.
It also has a ignition effect that's kind of like an imperm. So it non-target a monster on board that has a ties attack, and neither player can activate it. It affects the player, so it gets around Noir.
Dude, that is actually kind of insane. I did not realize that.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
So you also have 3 Airlifter. This is your 1-card starter. It searches Emergency and any other spell. So if you have Emergency, you can also search the field spell or any other spell that you need. Those are all your normal summons. Special summons, you got 2 Turbulence. This is the set 4 guy.
This is just Red Machina Citadel.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It sets up to 4 from deck, spell or traps. And also, if your opponent makes any of your cards leave the board for whatever reason, then you can just pop something onto your opponent's board as well.
Very cool. Does it target when it pops?
It does target.
Interesting. So you can get around Underworld Goddess, but not around Dragoon.
Unfortunately.
So sad.
Preventer, this is a new card. It's sad that it's a common, but whatever.
Commons are the best. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, not my favorite. It's rares. So it's a Book of Moon if you control another Rescue Ace card. Also, if this goes to graveyard for whatever reason, you can target one of your banished Rescue Ace cards and special summon it to your board.
Is it a quick effect Book of the Moon or?
It is quick effect Book of Moon.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really good. Plus, you can use it to extend, or it came up in one of my games last night where they swung over this, and I would have died to a Psychic End Punisher.
Ooh.
So, but I had I believe it was an Airlifter in the Banish Zone, so I went effect set in defense position a Airlifter, and I lived another turn.
Oh, let's go.
And then finally, the last engine monster. Fire Engine.
I didn't know this was a card. I'm not gonna lie. What's the point of this?
So you summon it off of Impulse, the Happiness effect, and then anytime the first time your opponent would special summon a monster, you can special summon a level 4 or lower from deck.
Okay.
Sorry, hand, deck, or grave.
Hand, deck, or okay. So very cool.
Yeah, so you can summon another Impulse, you can summon Airlifter, you can summon a Hydrant, which does come up a lot if you want another Hydrant. Also, another funny thing about Hydrant that I forgot to mention. If you set a card off of a Rescue Ace card effect, you can activate one of them the turn it was set. So, for example, if you set 4 off of Turbulence, you can activate one of them the turn it was set.
I don't think it's one of them. I think it's any of them.
No, it's only one of them. So you can't activate all 4, but you can activate one of them. Say you have a trap that you set, you can go ahead and activate the trap and use it immediately.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. So I guess that also helps with the emergency plays of man, I really need to get stuff started. You just set that as one, or I don't know the deck. So you
can set it off of or other cards that allow you to set, but it has to be set off of a Rescue Ace card.
Okay, gotcha.
So
very interesting.
Yeah, that's the engine. Non-engine would be 3 Ash. Probably really high impact card.
It is also fire.
Yes, exactly. Best card in the format. Also, I do play 1-for-1, kind of a spoiler. So you just go Fenrir, search Fenrir, 1-for-1 for Hydrant.
So what happens if it's Fenrir, search Fenrir, Droll? What's the play there?
Well, I play around that.
Okay.
I like to play around Droll.
Okay.
And then...
You'll have to explain to me later, because once again, I don't know. But
Okay. Then 2 Nib.
very cool.
I don't like Unchained.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't.
I know. He's coming after you.
Yeah. Engine spells, 3 emergency. So you can so it allows you to special summon a rescue ace from deck, and then tribute for effect. So it's not cost. So if they ash it, you don't have to tribute any of your cards from hand or field.
Very cool.
Also, you can banish this for cost from your grave to set a trap from your graveyard.
Can you do both of those
Yes.
the same turn?
Yes.
Okay. Very cool.
And also, since the trap was set off of a rescue ace effect.
You can activate it if you have Hydrant, right?
Yes.
Okay.
1-ofs for the engine, HQ, alert, rescue. So, HQ, custom card.
Is it?
It is.
I feel like I've never heard anybody talk about this, so explain it to me.
You get a second normal summon of a rescue ace card or monster. You can target 4 rescue ace cards in your banish or your graveyard,
cool.
shuffle them back, draw 1. And then you can also, it also has attack modulation if your opponent controls another monster.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Alert. So these 2 spell cards and the 2 trap cards get different effects if Hydrant is on board. Alert is a add back from grave of a rescue ace monster, but if you control a Hydrant, it's an add from deck.
Okay, very cool.
Rescue, which came up in a really funny way in my in Top Cut of the last tournament I played at. So Rescue is a special summon from your graveyard, so it's a monster reborn. But if you control Hydrant, you can special summon from your opponent's graveyard.
Oh.
So it was game 3 in Top Cut. My opponent played a Splash Mage to target a monster in his grave. I activated Rescue, stole the monster he targeted, and he just passed turn, and I was able to swing for damage in time.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it was...
Question, bring out the rescue and the alert. Do you ever get these mixed up in the middle of a game and accidentally flip one?
I'm not gonna lie, it hasn't happened in a tournament, but in testing, yes.
Very cool.
Yes, they look way too much alike. Non-engine spells.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah. Pot of Prosperity, of course. It's your extra X kind of a toolbox. So there's certain things that you want to keep for different matchups. So you can just like start tossing stuff if you want to.
I'm a fan of the
Thrust. And then
The act of thrusting.
Exactly.
It's powerful in this game.
You have a really bad trap deck matchup going second. So
Dude.
yeah, having this also really helps. 1-for-1 to search Hydrant, like I said. Rhoda, because Airlifter is a warrior. Talents, and then Called By.
Very cool.
And so, traps, contain, and extinguish.
I'm going to ask the same question. Do you ever get these mixed up?
Yes. So contained is a imperm plus your opponent can't attack with the monster that you target. And if you control Hydrant, it can't be used for extract material.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I would, if I'm playing against a Link deck, I'll just target the monster in the EMZ, so they can't start Link climbing with it.
Oh shit, that's actually really good.
Yeah, and then Extinguish is a targeted pop, and if you control Hydrant, they can't activate a monster with the same name for the rest of the turn. For example, I popped, in one of my matches against Plants, I popped a Jasmine, so they can't like go into another Jasmine and keep playing through that line.
Okay, very cool.
And that's the main deck.
Awesome. Let's see this extra deck.
It's pretty funny. I think it's a little non-standard.
I like non-standard.
There's some standard cards in here though, because I play play level 1s. The amount of people who still play into Anima is hilarious.
I guess it kind of makes sense. Nobody thinks about it, but
I mean, with Pearly playing Anima, you'd think that they'd also like not play into it and realize, hey, I probably shouldn't play in the Anima zone.
that's fair.
Yeah, but it's also like a good Link climb as well. But if I don't have Link Garibo, Link 2's IP, Sunlight Wolf, Dark, Hida.
Ooh, okay.
Ash. So your opponent ashes, so you just steal the ash and keep link climbing.
Makes sense.
You can use Dark off of, since you play these Dark monsters. Sunlight Wolf is really good because you can just go make Sunlight Wolf Preventer off of Preventer and then bring back a monster into the link zone and then grab another fire monster.
Okay.
I like to tease branded players by just bringing back an Ash that I used on their branded fusion.
Ooh, that's mean. I'm sorry, that's mean.
Yeah, and then IP target Unicorn.
Okay, that's fair.
OTK. If I'm going up against a deck that like puts up a lot of monster effects and doesn't really like chain blocks, I'm just like, okay, I'll make a format Appa.
Does that make sense? In the I guess it's not really popular anymore, but like super heavy.
Yeah, super heavy. It's also actually comes up against Drytron. Yeah. Format Appaloosa, man. Format Appaloosa.
Oh no.
Okay, and then to out like troublesome monsters, like I outed like the Tryhard, I think it was, like the Scareclaw monster.
I hate
with
that card.
It was pretty funny. And then Zeus. I will steal Wave King Caesar or a Pearly Noir with tactics. I don't want to give that back.
That's very true. Does this deck have a hard Unchained matchup, or is it pretty good, you would say?
If you can set up turn one, it's decent, but like I try to like make my non-engine makes it a lot easier to play into the deck.
Okay.
And then the goo.
Oh, the goo. This is what. Just show it.
Puzzle, Beat Cop, Gigantic, Abyss Dweller.
Okay, explain all of this.
Okay, so Puzzle, when a monster is special summoned to a link zone that it points to, you can modulate its level between 1 and 8. So depending on your matchup, if you're going against like Unchained, you can make it and you have a level 4, you can make it a 4 and make Abyss Dweller.
Oh.
Or the funny part is you can make it a 2, use this and your new level 2 to make Gigantic.
Oh, and then you Ibly lock?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And then use Ibly and Gigantic to make Beat Cop and bring out the Ibly, give it a Beat Cop counter. So next time it would be destroyed, it won't be.
You're the reason I play. You're the reason I play. What's it called? Lingerie.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the extra.
Very cool.
Side, just a bunch of tokens here.
Let me see that token.
Yes, sir.
All the boys.
All the Goober Gang.
Yeah, look at that. Great people. Love them.
Okay, obviously, like we talked about earlier.
I love that card. I was gonna say gross, but I realized.
I had to say you used to be a Sprite player.
Yeah.
Nib, third Nib against like Unchained.
That's fair. I noticed that this is the same rarity as the other two. That's just an issue to me.
It is the same rarity. What do you mean?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It needs to be a gold rare.
Oh shoot, you're right. 2 Druids. I want to play a third, but I just didn't have the room for it. Again, it's for Unchained. 3 Droll, just against like combo decks. So I'm just like, I don't want to get like Calamity locked or something like that. So I just throw a Droll at them.
Makes sense.
Back row hate.
My favorite.
Really good card still.
Oh yeah.
It also just baits an Ash, so you're going second. You can just throw this out and be like, hey, Ash this or don't play. And so you're safe to play because they can't Ash the emergency. Pearly hate.
Yay.
More back row hate.
Yay.
And then D-barrier for
Okay, that's a little less yay.
just for generically everything.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, except for Makanko. But,
About to say, I'll just call it Ritual. It won't do anything, but I'll call it Ritual.
no, that's fair. Any shout-outs? Yeah.
So first of all, I want to give a shout out to Henry for getting me on this deck. It's probably the most fun I've had with Yu-Gi-Oh in a long time. Also shout out to Rohit for helping me with the non-engine, figuring out what's good, what I need to play, and also for letting me. I don't have it with me right now, but he let me borrow a Ghost Rare Sunlight Wolf.
Oh.
Also, shout out to the Goober Gang. Shout out to TriStar for holding that tournament that I played at. Really fun, really great people. And shout out to my favorite Yugi tuber, Short Bus Sean.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You have bad taste in Yugi tubers. But yeah, thank you so much for the deck profile. You're a good guy, so I'm glad to see you doing well.
Thank you.